Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Backmarkers Podcast. With me, I have Jay, Ryan, and Logan, and we're going to talk about the very boring NASCAR race at Atlanta.
Opportunity. Green and white checkered flag in the air. Kyle Larson gets his second stage win of the season and his second career stage win at Atlanta.
Now middle's good. You're good to the middle. Good to the middle. You're clear all the way. Clear all the way.
Look what it did to that line. Turn the wall, Kurt Busch.
I think this is probably some guys pushing.
And it's the fourth time that Kyle Larson has swept the first two stages of a race.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Issue for Chase Elliott.
Makes you wonder right after a restart like this, was it a misshift or something like that?
Caution flag stops.
Speaking of mistakes.
That's never good.
Fourth.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Did not see this coming at all.
Ryan Blaney wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 in a shocker after Kyle Larson dominates the day but finishes second.
Started off quick. What do you think of the truck race?
Oh, the truck race?
Was there a truck race? We're getting this out of the way early, honestly.
Yeah. Kyle Busch won. Bill Lester survived, and that's about all that happened from the Atlanta truck race. So,
and it just goes to show that it really needs a repave, and you'll probably be hearing a lot about repaves this episode. So,
I won't say anything about repaves.
Oh, it's probably just going to be brought up a lot. So,
well, that's
maybe a reconfiguration to the old open.
Yeah, maybe.
Or redo the fucking schedule and don't have it on there a second time.
Yeah,
replace it with a third Las Vegas race or a second Homestead race.
I sort of I didn't realize that. I think the last time that at least the Cup Series, they had 2 dates at Atlanta. I think it was 2010 or something like that. It's been that long since they've actually had it twice, and
it used to be a night race for one of them.
Yeah, that would have been sick. At least if the summer one was a night race, but nah, it is. I mean, that was one of the changes. I guess there was a shit ton of changes, but I mean, the fact that they're going to go there twice after watching this race, I mean, the only good news about the next race is that it's not 500 miles, it's 400, because this is one of the longest races of the year, every single year, this 500-mile race, and it was, I mean, not much happened until the end of the Cup race, so.
Yeah, there's not much to say about the truck race. Honestly, you guys just want to move on to the Xfinity race. I don't even have a driver of the race.
I mean, we pretty much breezed through every race by saying
it
was boring and we wish it never happened. I feel like Goodyear just had a bunch of tires they need to get rid of, so they asked NASCAR to put Atlanta on the schedule twice.
For real.
Yeah.
Let's burn these fucking rubbers up, boys.
The Cup Series has 13 sets.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout.
Well, they have to, because next year going to be different tire on the Cup cars.
That's true. I got to say, though, before I move on from the truck race, my driver of the race for the truck race was Johnny Sauter, because he finished 4th. And for Johnny Sauter these days, that's pretty much a win. So,
hey, my driver of the race finished 2nd, Austin Hills. So
that's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hovercar is still my driver of the race just because his last name's funny. Haha.
These are the drivers they picked to win the race, to be clear.
Yeah.
They're all very confused. They've been huffing paint.
Oh, yeah, baby. I eat them lead chips.
I was going to take a quick look at the standings, at least. John Hunter Nemechek has a 47-point lead on Ben Rhodes, already has 5 stage wins.
Yeah, 2 of those were gifted by his boss.
If John Hunter doesn't win the championship, I think he's just going to get kicked out of NASCAR with how good that truck is and how good he is compared to everybody else right now.
Yeah, but he should be that good compared to everybody else. He just
spent
a season in Cup, and he's a Nemechek.
But that's why I said that if he doesn't win
and
the
he's in the
championship,
best.
he needs to get launched out of NASCAR.
If he can win in the Nemco 8 truck, then he can win this season in the 4.
That's a fact.
Dude, how about
Wait, no. How about this Kyle Busch in the last 2 truck races he's raced? He's spun out on purpose and brought out a caution, and he's pretty much burped the throttle twice so that his driver could win a stage. So that's what we're getting out of Kyle Busch running these truck races. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, great. Please run more, Kyle.
It was like a sensible move though on his part. Like, I mean, the stage points that matter for him. So,
and wasn't Vince Welch the only one to call him out on it too?
Essentially, I don't think Waltrip and Blaney really wanted to let that escape their mouth. They just kind of like nodded in silence, I think. Even though I didn't see them, I just assumed that they did.
Michael Waltrip's just a Toyota cuck, so he's just he's not gonna say shit about any Toyota driver.
Like his arm may have hurt.
The first stage, it was a lot less obvious than the second stage.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think the second stage, he like blew a couple second lead or whatever.
John Hunter just
kept it high.
Yeah, John Hunter just like went to like the middle where like the middle like doesn't work at Atlanta. He just like went to the middle. He was like 5 car lengths behind and just like drove it all the way in and like cleared him by like 6 car lengths. So,
and really, I don't think there really is a driver of this race that didn't place where he was. Like they all placed where they should be. So there wasn't any surprises or anything. So.
Hey, my boy Hovercar, he had a 1 in his position.
He had
12th,
he finished 12th. That's still pretty good for Hovercar. That's
but
yeah.
What if
we have a special guest in line. They want to talk about how they felt about the races this weekend.
Okay.
Boring.
Yeah, it was brief, but to the point.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us, Mister.
That was Mr. H. Simpson.
Last quick point about the truck series is that currently 6 of the top 7 in points drive Toyotas, and the Chevy, the 3rd ranked Chevy right now in points is Carson Hovercar. So.
Let's go! Hovercar winning the championship possibly?
He's in 10th. Yeah.
GMS has not started off strong this season.
No.
Neither has Nice really.
Especially after their strong run last year. It's a night and day difference.
Well, I mean, look, Raphael Lessard is in 19th. You got, you have to go even further back. Chase Purdy's in 25th. Tyler Ankram's in 27th. That's insane.
And
Ankram's ran
where has Sheldon Creed and Zane Hunter? Where has the speed been from last year?
Hunter?
Zane Hunter Nemechek?
Did I say Zane Hunter?
Zane Hunter Rhodes Nemechek?
I was meaning Zane Smith, but I guess I said Zane Hunter.
He was thinking about Tommy Joe Martins, I think.
Tommy Joe Nemechek.
He had Tommy Joe on the brain. Zane Smith is surprisingly 8th in points, which is surprising because I don't know where he's been.
Right.
A quick question for y'all though, before we get too off topic.
I was done saying what I was saying for sure. You go ahead.
My bad.
The interrupter YT.
Yeah, that's right. This is my podcast now.
No, roll your point right now. Come on, do it.
All right, motherfucker.
Come on, you interrupted him. Say it already.
No, I'm just gonna prolong it. Anyways.
So,
how long
he's getting to his picks.
Is gonna last before it just explodes on itself?
I don't see it would be very hard to see any of the top 3 series just going away anytime soon. But I think
if anything's going away, it's probably ARCA.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's fine.
Sure.
Let's replace ARCA with the Wheel and Mod series and put them on TV because that'd be way more interesting.
Now we have the Extreme Dirt Tour as NASCAR Heat. They can bring that
in. Yeah, my favorite driver is Bobby Carter.
All right, we want to move on to
Xfinity happened.
Xfinity did happen, and guess who won?
I think the Xfinity race was the most entertaining out of all 3 of them. and
Probably.
it
usually
really
is.
wasn't entertaining at all. So
No, it was entertaining for like the small moment after the race. That was where.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at least the win was for something. I mean that was a feel good story. So
Was it though? I mean,
Yeah, Jay does hate Justin Allgaier.
I just don't see the point of him. That's all. I mean, he's a driving sponsor. He's not gonna get in the final four. He's there to make sure that Gragson has a ride, and I'm sure that 8 car is like fully funded by him and Annette. I would have actually been way more excited if Annette had won, and Annette was doing pretty well.
I'm talking about the feel good story about because it was a crew member that was killed in an accident earlier on, and like what was it, a couple months ago, and this is the first win since. So.
I still don't feel good about it.
Jay has no heart.
Yeah, you're like,
Not
yeah,
for
I could have hit
Justin
the guy and
Alligator.
not cared.
That's why
Justin-
they had the jersey on the. hood
Oh,
there.
I didn't see. I thought they grabbed it from somebody in the crowd. I just assumed it was something boring like that. Like Allgaier, of course, is the most boring driver on the planet Earth.
I mean, that's the only reason I enjoyed that win. So, and Martin didn't win it over.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was a lose-lose anyways, but
My driver finished third. I just want to point that out. He also fucking gave knuckles to stupid Daniel Hemrick after he tried to fight Gragson. Harrison Burton's like, yeah, bro, you did what I couldn't do. Good job. You actually
that was
missed a punch to the face.
That
didn't
was
Noah finish
interesting.
4th actually?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noah's right there. Oh, where's Daniel Hemrick? Oh, 9th.
Yeah. Imagine if Noah Gragson did not get caught up in that wreck, because he had like that whole left side was just squished in. Imagine if he had no damage, he probably had the winning car because he had that amount of speed with that amount of damage.
Yeah, he had a rocket, that's for sure.
And he got pinned in between the wall and that car. So
Yeah.
So-
Daniel Hemrick is second in Xfinity points. That's a place that he's very familiar with,
Very much so.
being second. That is.
You know who I found out is a Noah Gragson hater?
Ooh.
Denny Hamlin.
Mr. JB himself.
Oh.
Oh, your
Wow.
dad's being an old man cunt? Is that his problem? Because I feel like all the people, well, don't ever let your dad tell you that there are no good personalities in NASCAR then, if he's going to shit on the only one that's willing to stir things up. And
No.
I've even heard commentators recently say that they think Gragson is getting a shitty rep at this point, and it's not even his fault. It's just people, like, anything happens around him, people are just shitting all over him now. And that's true.
Yeah, definitely. That is true.
What was old JB's reasoning? He must have had
He
a reason.
said that he's always just caught up in everything no matter what it is, and he didn't like this thing just because I understand, actually. I wasn't a big fan of what Gragson did backing into someone like that. Just because it could have hit like a pit crew member, it could have hurt somebody pretty bad.
Yeah, but he didn't do that on purpose. Did you see the whole thing?
I mean, did you see the
On-
top view
on-
where he flipped him off?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
flipped
but-
him off because he went through this through
He
his
was
stall.
in his
But
box and almost
on
hit,
the-
like,
on the
Hemrick almost hit
outside-
his crew.
yeah, on the outside view of it, it looked a hell of a lot different from on the above cam.
Yeah.
On the above cam, it looked like it was an accident because he didn't speed up at all backing up. It was just a constant rate. Where on the outside, it did look like he sped up a little bit to back up. But
yeah, definitely.
the
But-
top view really played a factor in him not getting a penalty there because, I mean, it looked like he was just backing up.
And Dale Jr.
And Dale Jr., yeah, definitely.
that
I mean,
can't be.
I think he could have definitely like not went as far back, but I do think it
He
was.
didn't
somewhat
know
an
where he
accident.
was. Like, he's
No.
hurrying up in that moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd probably smash the whole front end on Hemrick's car in accident if I was backing it up.
and the closest to dying on pit road this weekend was Eric Almirola's crew.
Yeah, that was crazy. He almost
So-
got Ricky rutted.
Eric Almirola has almost killed like 7 people in the in 3 out of the last 4 races or whatever, 2 out of the last 4 races, because he almost killed Alex Bowman, and now he's almost killed half the crew for Eric Almirola, Uncle Eric.
Maybe he'll just kill himself one day.
Okay, Jay, what's your
advocate that.
rating of the race for the Xfinity race?
Oh, wait, I'm gonna go to another guess for that. It was gay.
That's what we.
Yeah.
Please don't cancel us. We have a gay member.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. I mean,
We're good friends
I
with
didn't
the
even say that.
and we're friends with all of those motherfuckers. All right.
I mean, that race doesn't deserve a review, or a number, or a driver.
Yeah, honestly.
By the sounds of it, though, Ferrucci is creating enemies with like half the field.
I mean, that doesn't even surprise me though. Like he's just
like half the field already hates him.
Oh yeah, I mean, even when he was in IndyCar, like he just seemed like that type of guy that was just way too aggressive and just did stupid shit. Like he could
I'm just waiting for Noah and him to get into it. That's gonna be a good show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I don't think he's that good, honestly. Like, it always seems to me that these open wheel guys come into NASCAR and they just don't do as good as people think they are.
Oh,
Like,
if you want a boring hot take, I think we probably all agree on this. I think what we learned most from the Xfinity races, turf should be a thing at every track. I mean, I heard one track owner say it had something to do with drainage, but they make turf where your drainage will be fine. Like they make the real grass like turf now. That's like actual real, some of it like real grass. That's what like the Patriots play on and shit. And you can have that. I mean, they had their lip of the grass. Like it was like 6 inches.
It was
probably less than 6 inches. But I mean, he caught the most air that I've seen a car like catch and not flip in a long time. And that was like he wasn't even going full speed. He had already slowed down and like
that dude was going like 50.
I bet he wishes he just turned down pit road because that was just a bummer. I mean, he had to have no idea that was going to happen too. That was he probably turned the car, straightened it out, and went, "Oh no,
oh no,
that doesn't look good."
Oh no,
right up in the midair. Because that could kill someone honestly someday. Because
if
you had a car go full speed into that,
oh god,
that's gonna really test the Hans device.
Imagine getting killed by grass.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's gonna take
honestly, it will take that.
Yeah,
it's so true. Like it will take somebody dying via grass for NASCAR to be like, okay, every track we need to have turf. And that's honestly like, can we just sacrifice like Ryan Newman or something for that? Like
we've tried.
Dude, just sacrifice Alfredo. He's already knocking on the door.
Well, and they don't even necessarily, a lot of tracks don't even have grass anywhere but on the front stretch. So they don't need to spend even a lot of money. So it's ridiculous. Just
or
make it so, or pave it all so that people go fucking sliding through and nail the inside wall.
Hell yeah!
And all these people for grass are like, it's simple, just don't wreck. Well, it wasn't even his fault. He got tagged and spun out.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he saved his car, and then the grass took its life.
Yeah.
Or the cars can just go back to valences where it doesn't do that much damage.
If they do that, they have to rework the rest of the car then, and
I mean, we have a new car coming out that's already got a splitter on it. It's not gonna happen.
It's already too late. Right.
So the Cup race happened as well.
It did.
Anybody want to spit out a grade on that one? Actually, you know what? Let me go first. I'll give it a 3.
Whoa.
That's when a race.
Generous from you, Jay.
That's when I fall asleep during like one stage of a race, and it can barely keep my attention, and it steals my money.
Yeah, it felt like the last few Atlanta races here, and I know like we talked about it a little bit. Most of it was Kyle Larson just like running away from the field after like 15 laps, and there wasn't. After about Like you kind of saw like what it looked like at Vegas for like 3 to 4 laps, and then after that, like the tires were just so bad, and like it just, and that's the other thing is that top line is just not there the way it used to be. Like you have to be going around the bottom, or else you're like losing too much time. So
Yeah,
I get it.
Where's the PJ1 on the top?
Right? Honestly, they need that.
It.
Like actually.
They fucking use it everywhere. They're probably gonna have PJ1 on the fucking dirt race this weekend because that's what NASCAR does. Yet we don't have it at Atlanta, where if you sprayed the top half of the track with that, who knows? You might have actually had 2 lines that you could run, 3 lines.
Right. No, and that's I don't think any, like, that's the thing is drivers are still so stubborn. Like they're never gonna fucking say like, oh, like I think it needs to be repaved, but like it.
But the old surface though.
Yeah, it should have gotten repaved years
We need
ago.
a second Homestead.
Yes, I don't think anybody would complain about that at all.
No one's gonna ever listen to us, but we will beat that drum until it's
No.
dead.
We won't. But anyway, I mean, shit, it just felt like such a weird race. Like it was like I was just sitting there the whole time, like expecting
Watching
nothing
college
really.
basketball.
Honestly, watching college basketball, because that was a lot more entertaining than whatever was happening in this fucking race. So
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Larson's still in the lead. Right.
yeah, I had it over on the other screen. And I was like, yep, Larson is still leading. Larson is still leading. Oh, there's a caution. I'll watch this for 2 laps, and then it's like nobody can pass. So okay.
And don't get me wrong, I'm okay with a guy dominating the race, but like there wasn't much movement in the rest of the field either.
Right. There was not really a whole lot of like the only really like goer and then comer was Kevin Harvick, who like was dead at the beginning of the race and somehow fucking finished 10th. I have no idea how he finished 10th, but he finished 10th.
He was just smart, got back on the lead lap, and did what Kevin Harvick's supposed to do at Atlanta.
I got to give a shout out to Ross Chastain for finishing 14th. That's got to be.
Don't give a shout out to Ross Chastain.
With how terrible his.
The only reason he finished 14th is because half the good drivers were out of the race or like half wrecked.
What happened to Brad? I mean, I wasn't able to watch the race or follow the race because I had no.
Yeah, Truex is a fucking moron. Is what happened to Brad. Like he slide jobbed him, and he was going like half the speed Brad was, and he couldn't slow up in time. Didn't even look that bad. He hit him right in the rear end, but then his car was just. I mean,
yeah,
you couldn't even really see. It crumpled up the back part of his hood a little bit, but his car was garbage the rest of the time. It was just wouldn't even go. He was down he dropped 10 seconds behind in the next 10 laps. It was it's fucking.
I didn't hear any shit from that though, but like I'm sure we'll get radioactive here tomorrow and we'll get to hear all of that shit.
What's this fucking idiot thinking?
That fucking 19 car, because oh my god, yeah, Truex would be so pissed about that too, because he's.
Yeah, Truex would be on suicide watch.
That's fine. Joey will wreck him at some point this season.
Dude, yeah, Logano didn't run. I mean,
what do you rate the race, Rye? What's your number rating on that?
I'd probably give it about a 3.7. Like it. I don't really, like Jay said, I don't really have a problem with like somebody dominating the race earlier or dominating like the whole race. I mean, granted, like we haven't even mentioned this yet, but I'm sure everybody knows like Kyle Larson just ran out of fucking grip at the end of the race, and Blaney was able to get by him because he had the better car in the long run.
But it was Joey Logano. He stole grip off Kyle Larson's car. That's what happened.
He personally went to his car and took the tires.
That's what everybody's saying, basically.
I mean, we can't address.
I mean, that's a good teammate right there, though. I mean,
he didn't even do anything.
Yeah,
Kyle Larson got within like 5 car lengths of Logano, and then just couldn't go anymore.
It's that dirty air.
I hate Penske, but you literally couldn't do anything else. Blaney was on the top, and Larson was on the bottom. What are you gonna do? You're gonna block your teammate, or you're gonna block the guy that's not your teammate?
Not to mention, let me bring this up. Penske is now like not even close to the most hateable team in NASCAR. I mean, you got to put Stuart Haas and like Joe Gibbs above them. I don't know how you don't have them above, because you got Keselowski and Blaney are not hateable. I get that why people think Joey's hateable. I don't think he's hateable. I think he does what a race car driver should. and it like has the balls to do it. But Brad's not
After
hateable
watching,
anymore.
sorry.
I don't.
People love Blaney. They'll suck his dick all day long.
I don't. I thought it would have been
I
a
would.
lot more interesting.
We know you would, but
I thought it would have been a much more interesting of a finish if Logano hadn't been there, because he was just fast enough to cause issues there, and late in the run, like you gotta. I mean, especially in 3 and 4, it seemed like the bottom was you kind of had to be there, and then but that was also the thing, was Larson never really got close enough to like really set up a move on him. You know what I mean?
So Larson caught him from like 3 seconds back in one lap. And then Joey was all of a sudden faster than him. So was Joey just lifting to get to Larson? Or
No, I didn't say
is it
that.
that Larson burned off his tires like a fucking retard?
No, I don't think that. Like, I mean,
Joey had nothing to do with it. Like, literally,
No.
he happened to be there when Larson lost talent.
I think Blaney still would have won the race, because I think he was significantly faster, because he did pull away a little bit there.
and he didn't
But
burn
there-
his shit
saved
off.
his
There's
tires.
but there is no question though that Joey
Or his
did
car
cost
was
him a
more
little bit of
balanced.
time. I
I
mean,
give you maybe like a half a second, but he still had 3 seconds on Blaney. When he caught up to, he had at least 2 seconds. Sorry, he had at least like 2.5 seconds.
yeah, it was like 2 seconds, like the majority of that last run there, and then all of a sudden, like once Larson got close enough to Joey to where like the air starts to become like a factor, then you saw it really start to go down. But like we said, even once Blaney like passed him, and then Joey like completely said, "All right, there you go. There's the bottom of the track." Like, I mean, Larson didn't really even pull away that much from like Logano. So
That's
Yeah,
not
but
even what happened either. I mean, Logano was on the bottom of the track even when Blaney was on the bottom of the track. Like before.
And Larson,
Blaney got
Larson had
passed.
his line, his top line. Like he had the top 2 grooves of the track to get around him, and he just
Exactly.
couldn't do it.
right,
Yeah.
but I mean, Larson was
Granted,
right
I
up
mean,
there
I guess
bottom,
maybe
so-
Logano could have started running a little bit harder when I wasn't listening. I wish I was listening to Logano radio then to see if he even knew. I'm sure he knew the leader was coming up, but I don't know if he knew that Blaney was running second, 2.5 seconds back.
I mean, I feel like he probably knew that, and then he probably saw, like, once he saw, granted, like when Blaney got to him, he was closer to him than Larson had been, but he also just like got straight out of the way. So that was the only
when he was
sus
right
thing
on his
about it.
ass.
Well, yeah, you're not
There
gonna.
were 2
You're
laps.
definitely
There were
not
2
gonna
laps
hold
with
up a
Blaney.
teammate. Yeah.
And even
right,
then,
yeah, he's not gonna hold
Logano
up a
had
teammate.
his lane. Logano had Blaney's lane for like 2 laps. Like if you watch the race again, Logano was on the bottom and Blaney was on the bottom, like 4 car lengths back, exactly where Larson was.
And even like Logano can't win, because even if you're like you guys are calling him a bad teammate or whatever after Daytona, but then when he's hypothetically a good
That was
teammate,
good.
everyone's still shitting on him because Kyle Larson's gonna run his like twink ass mouth, and like Kyle Larson needs to get slapped around is what needs to happen. Joey Logano should have just bitch slapped him after the race. He should have kicked his kid right in the teeth.
Oh my god.
I have no opinions on this race because I
Joey-
wasn't able to watch any of it. So
Joey
I
Logano
had no clue of anything.
would go
Only
run
thing-
over there, throw a little sissy thing, and then go try to find his dad to run behind. Like, that's what Joey Logano would do.
Really, the only thing I heard was Daniel Suarez was having a good day until he had the
Until
speeding
pit road speeding
Yeah.
penalty. That bummed me out, actually. He was easily my driver of the day until that happened.
I think
I was
he's-
actually pumped up.
That I am super on a track like this. I am super impressed for that new team to run that well and have that amount of speed.
Basically driving Austin
With
Dillon's
the-
backup car. So
backup cheap too. So
yeah, it
That's pretty
was
solid.
it was good. I was impressed, and I mean, he still finished all right.
17th.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
that's good
he
for
was
that
running
team.
in the top like 7, I think, when that happened. He was like running 6, maybe even.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's let YT. What did you rate the race?
I'm gonna give it a 4 just because I thought the finish was all right. Like I liked watching them battle for like a lap and a half, and
Yeah,
I liked
2 minutes of
watching
the race
Blaney come
was
in.
real good.
I mean, it saved it from like a 3. I think it was still a
Right.
very boring race.
I almost
But
went 2.5, but there was nothing about that cup race that was good. I mean, besides that last like 5 minutes.
And that's
I think the last like 20 laps are fun to watch. Like just watching him like creep in. I thought it was pretty fun. And like
that
got
is
around him.
thing though is like I mean, that's the way Atlanta has been. It's like the restarts are like very exciting, and then once the grip falls away, like the cars just separate so fucking much that it's insane. And then when you have these and then when you have like these spoilers too, and everybody wants to be on the bottom line, it's just like you're not going to see very many passes. So that's just what we got at the moment, unfortunately. But
Thankfully, we've got a more interesting topic to talk about because we are.
I will say my driver of the day or my driver that I picked last week to win Atlanta did win.
That's true. I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's happened.
Hey, burrito though.
Yeah,
he ran well.
He did have a good day, and he needed it, obviously.
He still finished 11th. It's not like he finished second, you fucking asshole.
That's a good
run. He's got to take that
finish.
though.
That's a good.
Oh yeah.
So far this year,
he had a terrible average finish.
I mean, he was running
at
top 5
Atlanta.
today.
Get him some points and.
I mean, if we're being honest, like that 21 car is like an 11th to 16th place car. So I mean, any finish in there is like fairly good.
I think that I don't necessarily. He might not win a race, but I think he's going to run with your little twink ass William Byron most of the time.
I don't think so. I think
they both stink at short tracks. So.
I don't know about that.
I think.
Oh yeah, like where's William Byron's success been on short tracks?
Well, he's had a couple good runs at Martinsville. I know.
iRacing though.
Yeah, on iRacing, I'm sure he's killed it. Matty D also almost won Bristol, so I guess I can't really say much on that end.
Yeah, he's solid on short track.
They both have a bunch of almost and maybes at short tracks, so that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
hey, I got William Byron though. I mean, he's finished top 10 4 straight, so he's working on that. Being consistent, because he was not very consistent last year or any year he's been in the Cup Series. So Chase Elliott's been the worst Hendrick car lately, so
which is insane.
Yeah.
Bring back Tim Richmond.
So does Chase Briscoe suck? Because it certainly feels that way.
No, I don't think he's
Stewart Haas is behind.
So are we saying that Stewart Haas is giving him a worse car than the other drivers then? Because I mean, Stewart Haas hasn't been great at all.
Boyer never performed in that car either. Granted, I don't think Boyer's the best driver, but still.
Boyer won in that car.
Twice out of how many years? And then the last 3 years he's been winless.
And wasn't one of the wins under rain?
Yep.
But he always made the playoffs. Like Chase Briscoe's not even gonna sniff the playoffs this year.
I mean, but that's the thing though. It's like last year, Eric Almirola ran he had 5 straight top 5s in the middle of the season at one point. They were running good. They haven't had any speed at all. I think Harvick is honestly speed wise right back with him. I think Rodney Childers is just so good at managing a race and making his car better that they finished 10th.
Is good overall.
And Harvick is the oldest man in NASCAR.
Right, and then they take a 10th place finish out of a 20th place car. So that's, I mean, good for them obviously, but they are, for not. I don't even know what we said at the beginning of the season for how many wins you guys thought Harvick was going to have, but I mean he had 9 last year. I think
we were all pretty low,
something, but yeah.
I think we all went under with Harvick on his wins.
Stewart Haas is becoming a mid-pack team, it looks like, besides Harvick.
Exactly. And that's just because it's Harvick.
Stewart Haas is struggling to finish ahead of front row top driver.
And Roush, dude. Roush.
And JTD Jordy's top driver, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, who's their top driver?
I was going to say, apparently Chris Buescher, he just likes the worn out racetracks because like he ran really good at Homestead and then he ran 7th at this weekend. So good for him.
It's time to tackle Bristol dirt. None of us can really say. I mean, some of us watch the Dirt Nationals. I don't know how much that's
I watched
really going.
it. I watched it all week. So
yeah, there was only I think a few hours of it that I missed on one day. It was fun to watch. Did Ryan just say same?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What was your favorite division at the Bristol?
Oh, it was the one where they went around like the racetrack in a circle, and then
you didn't like the dirt road course?
No, actually, I don't know. It
Obviously,
felt
didn't
too
watch.
artificial, honestly. Like I was
You
like,
thought the
damn.
dirt was artificial?
Yeah, like I thought it was fake dirt.
It was. It was CGI dirt. They were
Yeah.
actually running on the paved track.
Okay.
It was iRacing, but they had giant projectors. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the really maxed out graphics, bro.
Dude,
This
could
is
you?
the conspiracy theory segment of the podcast.
What if you put like you just like left like one like tiny like section like on the fucking like bottom of the track at Bristol like with no dirt at all, and then
A lot of cars would spin out, I think.
No, you were just like, okay, you can either take the no dirt line or you can take the dirt line, but it's gonna be there's gonna be like zero banking, and
the dirt cars produce so much torque that it'd chew through the tires with them getting through the corner on asphalt.
Ryan, I think you need to watch some racing.
Yeah,
he watched the whole thing. I think his favorite were the Crate 604 Hornets. Was that right?
something like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
imagine putting a 604 in a Hornet. That'd be
Oh,
tight.
man.
the super late street models.
I think it was when they brought like the semis out and they started racing those.
Yeah,
Like, that was pretty sick.
They were going.
only
at
thing they
least
were missing was the
20.
bus races this week. So
Yeah.
For real. The figure 8.
But for back to reality, we do have a truck race and the most bizarre thing ever, a cup race on dirt at Bristol coming up. Got a lot of different drivers signed up for the truck race. We've got Daniel Suarez. I'm not even going to read off like the nobodies like Hefner, Briscoe.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wallace.
Bubba Wallace, everybody's favorite Bubba Walls. Kevin Harvick in the Gilliland truck. All the other normal drivers.
Truex
Maya
is racing
Snyder.
truck, right?
Yep. Maya Snyder's
Both of them are.
Yeah, well, Great Value and Senior
Yeah.
Truex. Newman's in the 39. Kyle Larson's
back
in the
to the
44.
39 for Newman.
Some dude named Andrew Gordon is racing in a Ciccarelli truck. Truex in the 51. Jessica Friesen's in the 62. I'm not laughing. I just got my nose got itchy.
I mean, can we do like low female? Like, who do you think? Like her and
Let's just
Deegan
get into our picks,
and-
because I got some hot takes
God,
ready,
if
boys.
she beats Deegan, dude,
I
that
want to
would
give
be-
my hot take before you do, Tyler, this time.
All right.
All right.
Even though Logan has done nothing to earn a hot take or to go before you for his last
Go
week of
ahead.
absenteeism,
I just don't want him to take mine. So
go ahead. You get to go this time. This might be your last podcast, so use it wisely.
I think Jessica Friesen will win.
You knew
I
who
mean,
was
that's the
gonna take.
dumbest thing I've ever
Yeah.
fucking heard. But she's gonna be
I
driving
mean,
her
she
husband's
has
backup
she
truck.
has a lot of dirt background.
I mean, so does Haley Deegan, and some of these other. So does
Dude.
Kyle
But
Larson.
she has a lot more experience in dirt.
Than Kyle Larson.
It's different. Dirt track racing is different than the super trucks or whatever Deegan was racing.
I agree. Like Deegan's matters less to what they're doing,
Mhm.
but I still think Kyle Larson and a handful of drivers have like 100 times. Even her husband, for instance, Bubba Wallace, who's won at Eldora in the trucks on dirt, which doesn't have a lot of dirt experience, but he won. I'm honestly having a hard time with my. I mean, I'm probably going to go with Kyle Larson because it is
Simp.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went with Kyle Larson in Dirt Nationals the other night. It almost worked out, except somebody
Davenport
100 times.
Yeah, Davenport just flew by him like Kyle.
Don't
Larson
they call him Superman because he looked like Superman that night? He was just
he was in his own zip code.
It wasn't even fair. Like, and he was smart and he waited too. He waited it out, waited for his chance, worked his way up through the field, and then just once he got by Larson, it looked like Larson was racing dirt for the first time at that point. So hot take, let's go hot take YT. Looking like you drained some blood out of your body.
Since I have now sold my soul to make hot takes for the rest of my podcast career, the hot take for the dirt Bristol race for the trucks is gonna be Haley Deegan as we support the Women History Month.
You can't even say her name right. It's like, Haley, you got Haley Deegan's out here. We got Haley Deegan's. Haley D gonna win that race.
Haley Deegan.
To be clear, that's not my pick.
All right, Ryan, your turn since I had to do my awful.
Ryan Andrade, our resident dirt expert.
You know what? I was looking through it. It's just such a hard call because this field is so stacked, and obviously it's fucking trucks on dirt.
You look at the owners of some of the trucks though, and you're like, that truck's not going to be competitive. You can pretty much check, certain trucks.
But it's dirt. Look at Eldora.
Yeah, that's
true. Jimmy Means, and Jimmy Means equipment
he was
almost
really good until he lost his reverse gear, and that was a really
stuck
truck
against the wall. Yeah,
that was a really unfunded truck. So with this dirt racing, Bristol is going to be a lot more aerodynamic wise for dirt racing, which is not. You don't see a lot in dirt racing aerodynamics coming into play, but I think the underfunded trucks will have a lot more of a chance.
They should just rip those spoilers off the trucks and just let them go.
Well, even over this week, with all the cars that were raced at the Dirt Nationals, you enter a corner, you get up on someone's rear bumper, just like in NASCAR. The person behind them's lost the front nose of their car and headed towards the wall there. So, I mean, you don't see that in dirt racing. So
saw that a handful of times for sure.
These guys were having to reteach themselves how to enter the corners because of it too.
All right, Dirt Spurt. Hey Ryan, what did you think about the those things at the bottom of the track at Bristol? Were you a big fan of the? I'm not even gonna tell you what the name is. You can probably tell us what the name of them was.
No, I was a big fan of the little
alligators.
Yeah, those things down there. Those little gators. They reached up and got a couple boys, but that's just gonna happen. You gotta avoid them. That's the biggest thing.
I got a question for you. What do you think about the super horny modifieds?
Oh, dude, they were honestly a little bit too horny for me. Like, I was watching and I was like, shit, I don't know if I can do this right now. Oh, shit, I'm about to
super horny modifieds. You just described Ryan's Saturday night.
Yeah, this dude did not watch any of it at all.
Yeah,
he was at a party with a bunch of super horny modifieds.
Yeah, bro.
Some of them had girl parts, some of them had boy parts, some of them had both. Super horny modifieds.
It'd be like that, though. I mean, shit, priorities. Like
this motherfucker out having mimosas on a Sunday brunch, bro.
Dude, mimosas be hitting, though. Them mimosas, dude. I swear, they'll jump up and get you. I'm gonna go Stuart Friesen.
Man, you have that ready to roll.
I'm gonna go Stuart Friesen. Obviously, I think he won the last dirt race in the truck series.
Yep, that was at Laura.
Yeah, that was so long ago.
And obviously he has a ton of like dirt experience. And also like if you compared it to last year to this year, like that car in general has run so much better. I don't know if it took him a year to just fully adjust to being in Toyota. But he's been running a lot better this year. So I think he's gonna go there, he's gonna get a dub, and he's gonna wreck Jessica Friesen for the win. So
that'd be so
Haley
tight.
Deegan will be on the inside of him, and
Stuart Friesen going to take out 2 women on his way to a win, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's gonna beat them.
And he's going to
And a
punch
black
Jared.
person.
He's going to
Stuart
punch
Friesen,
Janet
Chris
Guthrie in the
Brown.
tit after the race. YT, that leaves you, our dirtle expert over there. Who's your pick, son?
He already gave his pick.
Yeah,
I was paying. Oh, yeah,
Haley
Deegan.
Deegan.
It's
Haley
you
Deegan.
that hasn't given. Sorry, dude. You give a pick like Haley Deegan, and I check out.
dude,
I
hot
gave my
take,
pick.
dude.
I already gave my pick, Jessica Friesen.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. Like,
Now, let's get into the cup race.
She has plenty of dirt background.
I have
yeah,
my,
that's like a
hot take
that's
lined
like a
up.
mild take. We'll give that a mild take. For Cup, I'll say I have no fucking clue. I mean, does
Are you
Larson
sure?
sweep the weekend realistically? That's
Probably.
a good
I
possibility.
think Chase Briscoe gets it.
Oh, that's like a lukewarm take for sure. So is that your pick?
Yep, Chase Briscoe.
Ooh, I mean, I get it, and I get the experience that he has, but man, yeah. I
How
mean, I
many
guess
times do you think? How many times do you think Quinn Hoff spins it?
I think he pulls off the track after like 3 laps and says that he broke a tie rod or something.
Yeah, I broke
He's
my
gonna
rim.
be like, oh, the car was vibrating. He's like, yeah, you're on dirt, Quinn. That's why the car was vibrating.
Rick
They
Ware
put
cars
dirt.
aren't even going to be sideways.
Oh my god. Well, Rick Ware, I think has some interesting people, or at least 1 or 2 interesting people in their
At least
car.
they have some people that know how to run dirt. So
So who wants to rip off their Cup pick?
I
Are we
got
all
you.
just gonna pick Kyle Larson?
So the hot take for the Bristol Dirt Race in the Cup Series, it is the good old winner of the 604 feature. I'm looking at him right now, Mr. Austin Schmillen.
Nope.
Wow.
You do really.
I will say
he
say
started
there
from
was
the
a lot.
pole.
There was a lot of talent in that field, but he did have a good car. But there was a lot of talent in that field. So I mean that says something as well.
If he would have started
Or-
from 5th, I don't think he would have won that race.
And I mean
Austin
he
Dillon's
does
getting it.
he does have dirt background, so I mean that helped as well in late models. So, but there was a lot of talent in that race. So I mean that you can't use that excuse for
I have a
that.
justified hot take.
As a reminder, too, we've got Stuart Friesen driving the 77 at the Bristol Dirt Race
Yep.
Cup. Some dude named Shane Golobic is going to be in the Live Fast, Die Slow racing car.
Yes.
I think we have a couple more. Chris Wyndham is in the 15 for Rick Ware Racing, bringing over his sponsor from Dirt, NOS Energy Drink.
Man, so
Good
like the
looking
Rick
car.
Ware, Rick Ware cars, the Live Fast, and the Star Comps, they all have the 602s in them, and everyone else has the open super late models.
It's like let's go back to the dirt expert Ryan Andrade.
I would have felt too simpy taking Kyle Larson or Christopher Bell. So I'm actually gonna go with I don't know. I have this feeling. I'm gonna go with Austin Dillon's teammate, Tyler Reddick, to win it.
Not,
Not
a bad pick.
Not
I
bad.
feel like Stenhouse would be slept on too, because he's a really
Yeah.
good dirt
Yeah.
racer.
I could see that.
As well as
Stenhouse ain't making it through that whole race, bro. Are you kidding me? It's Bristol.
Dude,
Someone's gonna turn him into the inside wall at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jimmy's not here anymore, so
Yeah, I think the real question is how many cars finished this race?
22.
Because
there was a lot of bad accidents. I mean, there was some
yeah,
pretty serious injuries at the Dirt Bristol Nationals, but I mean, there was a lot of hard wrecks. A
So
lot.
Bristol, baby.
these Cup cars are a lot safer.
Yeah.
But I still think you're gonna see some guys rolling over when they hit those turtles.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get real surprised when they get like out of shape and they get too low, and all of a sudden they take a jump.
Hey, you mean those alligators, right?
Yeah.
Also
Dirty.
remember that we have the return of practice and qualifying this week. So
Well, as they should.
right. I mean, I think we are all. This is a pro practice and qualifying podcast, so I think we're all on that.
Oh
ship.
no, Tyler's got the saw.
But
Make
Oh.
it quick, Ryan.
Tyler, who did you
Okay,
pick? Did you
I'm-
pick someone?
I Austin Dillon.
Austin
Oh,
Schmilling.
Again, dude.
Come on, Jay, open your ears.
I remembered, but like, there's certain things I can't take seriously. Like, and I try to give you guys a second chance when you guys say something ridiculous.
Brother, I sold my soul to the hot take machine, so
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna be
true.
ridiculous.
Oh,
if they
dude,
win.
if you wanted to have a hot take, why don't you take Ty Dillon?
oh shit, he's in it?
He's in
I
the
was in it,
96 Gaunt Brothers car.
All right, fine. I got the top 3 right here. You ready? Austin Schmilling first, Ty Dillon Schmeckent, and then you got let's go Chris
Briscoe.
Busher third,
Oh,
Briscoe.
Ryan Newman fourth, and Jimmy Johnson fifth.
Ryan Newman drives asphalt modifies, you confused motherfucker.
Hey, no, he's a good dirt racer. He races a lot of midgets. Somehow he fits in them.
so,
Well, I mean, him and Tony Stewart are about the same size, I'd say.
I heard
I think-
Ryan Priest likes to run road courses, so
Yeah, I know. I did. I think Mike Joy or somebody told us that.
hey, the
Mike Joy saw him out of Riverside one time.
the real question is going to be like, I feel like our NASCAR fantasy teams are like all going to be the same. It's going to be Larson, Bell, like
yeah.
Reddick, Briscoe, like
we're gonna be
Stenhouse.
safe, but they're gonna be battling back and forth at some point and get caught up in a wreck. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, do you want to be safe, or I mean, it's dirt. Literally anything can happen. I mean, in the Bristol Dirt Nationals and like some of the features, like these cars up front were so far out front, and then their engine blew, or they get caught up in lap traffic, which caused
Yeah.
a
They
wreck.
just wreck on the restart 17 times in a row.
Yeah,
Is there
that
gonna be
happened a lot
choose-
too.
Is there gonna be a choose there or no?
I'm not sure. I bet there's gonna be a lot.
They
of,
didn't do it during the Bristol Nationals,
No.
the Dirt Nationals, which surprised and those Delaware double ups, man, those things are gay. When they have the lead car out front and then everybody else is 2x2 behind them, you lost. That's the one
yeah,
thing I
that
did
is
not enjoy. I mean, that's just too much of an advantage.
That's a lot. That takes a lot of That's in a lot of dirt racing though.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'd rather have a single file restart than that. I just feel like it gives the guy in second and third a little bit better chance to have a good launch because they're not dooring each other coming out of the turn.
It's dirt. It's dirt racing. That dooring each other is part of it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't working out very well on a heavily slanted track for those motherfuckers.
How about
We all pretty much sucked this week in fantasy.
Yeah, I got
Even
screwed
though-
over with Kurt. I took him out because I was like, well, shit, he's gonna finish dead last, and then Brad had his shit happen to him, and I left him in. He only got 1 point more than him, so
Yeah,
I did have Larson
had-
and Blaney though, so that was good. That was about it though.
Yeah, I actually got second overall, which was 205 points, and I wasn't able to touch any of my drivers, and I had Chase Elliott in there too, Brad Keselowski, everything, and I
Same.
still got second.
what did I get? I didn't see. My phone's dead.
You were last.
Let's
Dead last.
go.
You're still sitting ahead of Logan at 993. I am closing in on our friend of the pod, Zach Ferris, so only 15 points behind.
Friend of the Dirt King.
Friend
yeah,
of the Dirt
Ryan.
King.
Ryan, you
Mhm.
scored 211 points this race. I scored 205. Jay scored 169. Nice. And
That was on
Tyler
purpose.
scored 133.
I also had Kurt Busch and I had to take him out of my lineup, and also had Brad Keselowski. So
I thought about
Keselowski.
I thought about putting Kurt Busch in my lineup early on this week, but I thought better of it. It was like, it's something. I was like, something's gonna happen. I just had a feeling, and something did happen. He got Hamlined.
and it's too bad because he always finishes well there, and he has 2 wins there, and his car was good. It was unfortunate what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I
am catching up.
Yeah.
I mean-
Plus, we're gonna take everybody. Everybody else is gonna have 1 week that they can take out to see. So everybody else can take out their worst week, and it'll kind of even it up a little bit.
Oh, you
Tyler was
can?
helping. No, we're just gonna do that like
Oh.
mathematically on our own to kind of even it out at the end of the
Okay.
year. Or if anybody else.
My worst week is 0. So
yeah, well, it'll even it out a little bit. I'm sure some of us are gonna have a real bad week here and there.
Like me for
Tyler didn't change his lineup this week, so his lineup was the lineup from Phoenix.
Yeah, I almost forgot to do that, and I changed it Sunday morning before I left.
I just do it when I see that the lineup came out. It's the best time to do it. Oh, I just remind myself the lineup's out. Entry there, I'll just go. I don't want, but this week it's going to be different because we're not going to know the lineup. It's going to be all heat races. I don't know how FanDuel is going to handle that either because
it's true. That's a good point. I don't even know.
I usually have my FanDuel lineup in like Thursday.
Is everyone in the Cup race going to make it, or do they have?
No, I think everybody's making it.
Right.
I know in the truck race everyone's not going to make it because they have 50 something entries.
I think it's 44.
44, yeah.
I don't think there are any extra entries for Cup. For some reason, JJ Yeley's in the 53. I guess Yeley's a dirt guy, right? He comes from
I have
he comes from a sprint car background. I think he's won a USAC or one of those outlaw championships. World.
I am surprised on how well the track actually held up. There was some big potholes there at the end, but it held up a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And
what's your opinion?
both the trucks and the Cup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're not putting the load on the cars, on the track as like the super late models, everything, all the dirt cars that are meant for it. So.
And Ryan's not there, so he's not putting any loads on the track.
Rip. Damn, could have made it stick better.
That's dirt. That's what we call dirt PJ1.
They're also gonna have the giant ass spoilers this week.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like bigger than normal?
They're huge for a short track, so
gonna have those.
It's not the short track spoiler, I could tell you that. It's I think it's
the God spoiler.
I know it's at least 6 inches, so.
And I'm picking Kyle Larson because I'm using a common sense pick. I'm picking Kyle Larson to sweep the weekend.
All right, if Austin Dillon wins,
such a
what do you
boring
guys gotta
pick.
do?
Oh, it is a boring pick. I'll admit it, but it's probably gonna be right. I just looked up and down, and there's you guys. There's nobody outside of the guys that you guys picked that I think has a legit chance.
Yeah, I think the most out of the level of talent that we picked is Ricky Stenhouse, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Dillon. Around those,
I picked Austin Dillon.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying those have the most likely chance of the back markers at basically this point.
And Bell's got a realistic chance, but
they basically are.
Bell's gonna finish second.
Hey, Austin Dillon finished 6th this weekend, so.
Let's not ever talk about Austin Dillon or.
He had the most quiet 6th place finish I think I've ever seen.
Austin Dillon's
so boring.
Austin Dillon is Cup Ben Rhodes, essentially. So to be the Cup driver, not to be named.
I feel like Jay automatically hates any driver who's been stuck in the same series for more than 4 years and doesn't have more than 5 wins. If you've been in the same series for 4 straight years and you don't have more than 5 wins, Jay's just you're fucking, I hate you. Why are you driving?
Oh, wait, I didn't say that. Cut that out, please.
I will.
It's okay. I said it earlier.
Well,
Allgaier and Annette, I just feel like there are guys that could be in those seats that actually have a chance at getting to Cup. Do you want? I don't like to watch these lifelong lower series guys like Crafton, Sauter. There's nothing exciting about those guys.
Allgaier crashed on pit road on Indy.
Yeah, it is the only chance he's ever going to have in Cup after that debacle of the year in the 51
wasn't
car.
He a Cup driver before that too? Then he got
in the 51 H Scott. I think it was H Scott.
Yeah, it was when James Finch sold their shit to H Scott, I think, because it was Kurt Busch in that 51, then it was Alligator.
And it was Brandt.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what kind of blackmail he has in that family or who's D or V he's been sucking on, but keep on the sucking.
I mean,
Hey, if it works,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
Ashley Allgaier has been sucking on something.
I mean, Michael Annett has to have blackmail on the owner
Honestly,
of the Browns.
That'd be scary. Getting blackmailed by Michael and that he's like so you don't hear about him much, so it's like he could fly under the radar.
Oh, he's probably a contract killer for all we know, because it would be the perfect cover. Like, no, I just race gets a bunch of children on the weekends. That's all I do.
Could
what
Ashley
I am.
Allgaier fit in a modified?
Ooh, that's a rough. She's pregnant, so probably. I don't think they let pregnant women drive.
Allgaier like them thicky girls though.
I mean, he better, because
This is a quote from my father and not me. That Justin Allgaier has an ugly wife.
wow.
Not hot take. Cold take.
Pretty
Well,
simpy take, really.
I got a would you rather, you guys.
All right, let's
You
hear
guys
it.
want to go with it?
Yeah.
I
Sure.
don't think we have a choice at this point.
So, what would you guys rather have? A really decent career in the Xfinity Series, like championship contender, possibly, or just a
So are you saying
mid-pack-
Allgaier?
Exactly, or a mid-packed backmarker Cup Series career.
How far back marker, I guess, would be the
Not
question.
backmarker, I guess. Maybe like an Austin Dillon.
I mean, he's got 3 wins. I mean, I don't even want to talk about Austin Dillon. What about
I mean,
what about Ty Dillon?
Would you rather be Austin Dillon or Justin Allgaier?
Yeah,
That's an easy one. That's Austin Dillon all the way.
Yeah.
I'd kill
Right.
myself.
He has a
because of my
Coke 600
personality.
win. He has a Daytona 500 win.
Yeah.
I mean, he already has 2.
Whoa,
giant race
bro.
wins.
And T1 Texas, dude. That's
yeah,
the most.
dude, the
Yeah.
true crown.
I'm
That's
saying-
where they're hosting the
Dude,
All-Star
he
race,
already
bro.
has 2 of the crown jewels, so
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah,
close
dude,
to
that's
winning
too
Darlington
easy.
as well.
All right. How about?
If you say like Ty Dillon
All right, yeah, let's do that. Ty
or
Dillon.
Justin Allgaier,
Xfinity Series all the way.
yeah, I'm probably going Allgaier career.
Yeah.
Because you get to drive in like the best equipment in the series. You get to actually win, which is
All right.
something that, Ty Dillon and Dana Hemrick know nothing about.
I
Um,
Get to race the cars with the most horsepower.
Yeah,
thought
how's nobody talking about how bad Ty Dillon's been in that 54 car this year? I mean, he's been terrible.
Would you rather be Brandon Jones or Eric Almirola?
Right now, I'd take Brandon
Eric
Jones any day
all
of the
day.
week
I
because
take Eric Almirola because you have the sponsorship money
and you have a cup win, right?
and
or
Cup ride.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jones
but
has sponsorship too.
Jones has youth too. Eric Almirola is
True.
surprisingly old. I think he's like 37. And
Really?
he's
Has-
2 years older than Kyle Busch.
What, like
And
4
Kyle
wins
Busch
now?
is starting to stink already.
Kyle Busch is done. He's got 60
Kyle
wins
Busch
in the
is
truck
peak,
series.
he's
though.
done.
Yeah, he's gonna have my hot take. Kyle Busch only wins in the lower series this year.
Ooh.
Wow.
Points race. Because he's
Yeah.
already won a race.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
count that.
points race.
If you
Yeah.
count that, you may as well just shoot yourself.
Nobody's
he
gonna
was-
ever remember
He
that.
wasn't gonna win that race until the 2 took each other out. So
Joe Gibbs isn't giving him a ring for that race. I'm sure William Byron's is
a
already in
different kind
production.
of ring.
Yeah.
For his 4th place finish in the shootout race or whatever it's called.
Nah, for his win at Homestead. Dummy.
No, they'd give him a 4th place ring too. For that.
Give him a ring for any
non-point-
position inside the top 30.
Yeah. So, how do you
Would
think?
you rather be Daniel Suarez right now or Noah Gragson?
Suarez.
Suarez. New
Yeah,
team.
you guys do look Mexican.
I'd
I
rather.
feel
I
like
mean,
Greg
Suarez. If he can keep this up with this new team, I think he has a legitimate shot at keeping this Cup ride.
How old's Noah Gragson though? Like 22, maybe?
22, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
I just feel like he has like a longer future ahead of him in the sport. I don't think. I mean, he'll never be like
I
Alligator.
mean, Suarez,
or
doesn't he have
Annette.
an Xfinity championship already?
Yeah, that's something.
I mean, the fact that he's Mexican also helps him out, honestly. Like,
It helps. I mean, dude, how many great cars has he been in Cup and done nothing with?
That's
Granted,
true.
I am happy to see what they're doing at Mr. Worldwide Motorsports, but it's
Hey, you got brought up too early, bro.
yeah. Well, I think you can blame
That-
that
I mean,
on
that's-
Uncle Carl.
That's the problem with a lot of drivers now these days. These young drivers is they get brought up too early, and they get rushed through the series, and
No time to
they
adapt.
don't learn.
I don't see that happening as much anymore though, because all the Cup rides are full on up,
Yeah.
and so the Harrison Burtons and the Gragsons of the world are going to have to, be in. I think they're going to be stuck down there for another 2 or 3 seasons at least,
And there's going to
unless
be
they
more
get smart.
Sadlers.
Somebody boots Cole Custer or Briscoe out of that ride in the next couple of years. I just
Alfredo
don't
definitely
see-
was moved up too early.
Oh yeah.
I just don't, with the amount of competition in Cup right now, like unless it's a fluke, I don't see like Cole Custer getting another win, and I don't see Chase Briscoe. Definitely don't see Chase Briscoe getting a win this year. I guess next year is a huge question mark, so really hard
Chase
to say.
Briscoe, I mean, it was probably the right move for him. It just is like adjusting
Wasn't at the right
to this
time.
car. Yeah, like adjusting to this car, and then next year he's gonna like have to adjust to a
Have
whole
to
new
relearn
car.
everything.
Right.
Honestly.
Maybe
That's
they-
what.
Would the right move have been to put Ty Dillon in the 14 car for a season, and then bring Briscoe up when the new car comes around, or?
Maybe.
Maybe,
yeah.
honestly. That's not
Somebody-
bad.
Save them a lot more wrecked race cars at
Yeah.
Xfinity Series,
They could have signed him for $12 too.
and they could probably get at least another far deep run into the championship round of the Xfinity Series, maybe even possibly a championship. But
Oh, you don't think that 98 car is going to be contending for a championship this season?
Honestly, though, I think Tony Stewart was probably just like, Briscoe, don't even care about the season. Just run. Just do what you can. It's like,
Probably.
don't give a shit about it. Just forget everything you learned.
He's always, every time he gets talked to, he's like, Tony Stewart's my favorite driver. I race for Tony Stewart now.
Tony Stewart's my god.
Yeah.
like,
well,
shit,
now
You
he's
guys
like
see
shit.
Tony
Looking at
Stewart got
championship
engaged.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Tony
I'm
Stewart
your stepchild now.
I had another miscarriage.
No, nah. That
hot
nah.
take. Hot
Hot
take.
take. Another
That's
one.
getting cut.
Well,
That's getting cut out.
No,
That's getting-
nothing's getting cut out of this episode, baby. We're rolling it.
Not
And
Shit, is that too far or what?
no,
at
I mean,
all, brother.
Okay.
We're about
all I
make
want to
Sis
say is
Eric
we're
500
praying
out
for your
here.
next almost baby to make it through. That's. I mean, maybe if your
Next
daddy
piece of
gets,
ham
maybe
is
if
never
daddy
fall out
gets
too
that,
early.
daddy probably needs to get that W for you to survive, little man. But
Oof,
so good luck.
The kid like pops out a letter. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna die if you don't win. He's like, fuck.
Listening in, he's like, "Daddy, don't suck."
He's like, Dad, you lost the last race. That's why I died.
He could
Idiot.
he could probably. Eric Almirola's kids are looking to get out of that relationship. So if Briscoe wants one of them, he can probably adopt. I'm sure. I think they were trying to get adopted by Cole Custer last year after he got that win. But Cole Custer is like in a bachelor pad. He has like a 1-bedroom apartment, but it looks like it's just a man cave. Instead of a bed, he sleeps on a pool table.
Surrounded by beer cans.
He just looks like a guy who like doesn't know how to handle the rest of their life outside of racing.
I can see it.
I mean, that's a lot of drivers, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Dale Jr. said, if it wasn't for racing, besides like the broadcast stuff they brought him into, he'd hardly know anything where to get a job besides maybe turning a wrench or someplace.
Speaking of Dale Jr., he was calling the 12 Hours of Sebring this weekend.
Really?
Because that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
I think Marty Snyder, one of those guys, was out there too in the pits.
Marty.
was
It was
fun race to
it was
watch,
pretty
the highlights.
fun. Yeah.
There's some
Um,
good
Hey
races.
yo. So
Jimmy destroyed a car in qualifying. That was fun.
Before we end this podcast here, we got YT. We have F1 coming up starting this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who is excited? Actually, let's rate our excitement level for the F1
What time
season.
is this race going to be on?
8
It's
a.m. my
that-
time. So 11 years.
11 years.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not
10.
bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Right
I
before
mean,
the cup race too. That's pretty
I'm
cool.
honestly excited for this season for F1 because I'm actually going to try to be able to follow it. And now that I'm actually getting into F1 more, I think it's going to be fun. I'm
I'm
hoping
excited to watch Lewis Hamilton win another race and another championship.
it looked like the Ferraris and the McLarens did pretty well there in the
Yeah, but that
That's
season testing doesn't mean
Testing.
shit.
yeah.
Never means shit. Let's
Yeah.
do our
Lewis Hamilton was sandbagging there.
oh for sure. Let's do our surprise
He was
picks. How about
taking a
that?
nap.
Like who's gonna do good?
Santino
start with
Ferrucci.
Prize picks.
Yeah, let's start with Ryan. Who do you guys think is gonna be pretty solid this year? That's not McLaren because they're obviously Mercedes because they're obviously gonna be
Mercedes?
solid.
I was about to say, yeah, I think Lewis Hamilton do pretty good this year, actually. I mean, it's not really gonna be a surprise pick, but like I'm like genuinely very curious just to see like what Sergio Perez does in that
Oh,
second
you
Red Bull
fucking
car.
Little bitch, dude.
Well, no, I am because
That's
like
what
it,
I was gonna say. That's all.
it feels
You're like,
like
that's all I know.
No, it's all about Checo, baby.
well, no, I mean, obviously we saw like he ran really good last year, throughout most of the year actually. But you know, the last couple years, ever since like Ricardo left, like Red Bull has not had anything like legit or respectable in their
Red
second
Bull's
car.
been JGR. They get a good driver in that second car, then they jettison him to their second team, and then he wins a race.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's exactly what happened with Gasly. But no, I mean, I am definitely excited for it because you know, like I think Bahrain is like one of the better, more interesting tracks. Because I think there is like 3 DRS zones, so you can actually see like a little bit of passing going on. But I mean, we all know that it's gonna be the 2 Mercedes out front, and then you know Verstappen, and then it's kind of whoever's.
all right,
best
you're
from
getting
there.
cut, brother.
I'm looking at you,
30-minute
Lance Stroll.
explanation for a 20-second question.
Yeah.
Logan, you're up. Who are you excited for? Who do you think's gonna do good?
I think Daniel Ricciardo. It's going to be fun watching him in the McLaren and see how he does.
See if he can outrun the 12-year-old Lando Norris.
Those two as teammates, that's a personality. I mean,
Yeah, if they don't give them their own reality show, then
Yeah.
they're really
well,
failing
I'd
on
love to
all
watch
levels.
that.
I mean, even him with Signs, them together at the end of last season, like doing the reviews of like their careers together and stuff, it was really, really funny. I mean, they're all stuck up rich kids, but it is what it is. Like, none of those kids had a rough time in their lives at any point. Like watching Drive to
I know.
Survive, I have a hard time not throwing up half the time, especially with the driver who I think is going to have a better season, Lance Stroll, Mr. Eyebrows himself.
Sir Lancelot.
I'm pretty sure if you took off his eyebrows, you could cover Ryan's whole body with them. But, you know, that's just a theory I have until I make it happen.
That's so true, though, Jay. I didn't think about that. Like, they all have such good relationships with their family. Like, none of them are just like, I don't talk to my mom anymore. I don't
Yeah,
talk to my
because their
dad anymore.
family supported their career because their dads are all billionaires, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Stroll looks like the biggest cunt. If you watch this season of Drive to Survive, he's like, oh, you know, that's all he says. Like, that's what he sounds like. He's just, I don't like what they're accusing of us. You know, we didn't steal anything from Mercedes. We built everything ourselves. Yeah, no, bro, we know you
took
built
inspiration.
it, bro. Yeah, you took a lot of inspiration. That's like doing a cover song and then saying you took inspiration from the original artist. You're like, no, bro, you just sang their song, brother. That's all you did. It's and you still didn't win except that one time.
This goes to show you, though, that they were pretty solid, and they had Mercedes' second car, like last year's car, and they were still good.
I mean, even when they were Force India for the last couple of years, weren't they the third or fourth best team on the grid?
Yeah, they're always solid.
So it's not like they've made that big of an improvement. But have you guys not watched any of the new season of Drive to Survive?
I'm almost done with it.
I need to watch all of them. I have. That's my one thing on my list I need to watch.
I think I got to episode 5 last night, and the only through story of like all of it is like how much they're bitching about the Pepto-Bismol mobile.
Yeah.
and how Christian, good old Chrissy from Red Bull, had a couple things to.
He's such a prick.
Some negative things to point out. He got Lewis Hamilton that penalty for
my tires are dead.
Start violations. I don't know, man. That guy who runs that German motherfucker who runs the Haas team, dude. He just seems like a cunt. Some of those guys are cool though, man. The guy who runs Ferrari with the glasses and the hair like mine.
I hate Binotto.
I don't know, dude. And then, dude, Toto Wolff. Like,
that's
if that's not an 80s metal band, dude, that is like, yeah, next on stage, Toto Wolff. You know, it's
dude, Toto is a fucking baller, though.
Dude, he manages other drivers, yet he manages the Mercedes team, too.
Yeah, I like their song, Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys...
Toto Wolff to do a cover of that. Not to mention, he's married to one of the Spice Girls. He's married to goddamn Sexy Spice or whatever, the redhead.
So who splits their car in half this year?
Probably still
Fernando Alonso.
No, it's still Roman. He's gonna split his Indy car in half at some point.
But honestly, though, I think
I forgot Fernando Alonso was still in the sport. Honestly,
came back.
Well, he's back.
Yeah, came back.
Yeah, he should have stayed out of it. He should have
probably
gone to race like supercars in Australia or something.
For real. But my driver, I think it's gonna be Sebastian Vettel. I'm excited to see what he could do. Happier, not at a team where nobody loves him.
I was gonna ask.
Does anybody like Sebastian Vettel?
I like Vettel. I think he's cool.
I mean, he has a sick ass name.
Cool. Yeah.
I like him a little bit more than I like Bottas, dude. That guy. Ugh. He was naked with his manager in his little sauna during his part. He let the cameras come and watch them be naked together, just shooting the shit.
Bro, he just wanted them to see his package, bro. He's like, yeah, I'm packing heat.
He's funky comb over, trying to cover up the fact that he's going deep bald. And, man, he actually comes off, bro. He comes off as kind of cunty, too, and he definitely has a big grudge against Lewis Hamilton. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah. As you, though?
Yeah, if your team tells you to pull over, like Lewis by, I say, no thanks, bro.
Yeah, that's something I don't like about
we need you to stop for 3 laps so Lewis can get his lap back and you can finish last.
You must finish behind Lewis.
Yeah, he felt he had big retribution because he won Sochi this year after having to give it to Lewis a couple years ago.
Even though Lewis got a penalty.
There are some really likable drivers and then some very hard to like drivers in F1, just like with any sport. I mean, no one even knows who's driving the Haas cars this year. It's the ghost of Kevin Magnussen and the ghost of Romain Grosjean.
Mr. Schumacher, though, you're forgetting.
I think one of them's a young Russian rapist. Yeah.
Yeah, Russian rapist and the wannabe Schumacher.
The wannabe Shuey. What else? We had some other moves that who else moved around this year? Ocon stayed.
And Ricciardo to McLaren. That's a good move.
Yeah, that seems like a solid move.
Sainz to Ferrari. That was the other big one, really.
He's going to turn into Vettel. I mean, they always give their second driver the shit car, even though Binotto's like, we don't give our number one driver the best thing.
I think every team says that.
Yeah,
though.
every Ferrari car is shit, though.
Yeah, the tractors.
There was definitely a lot of talk about Ferrari and how they got slower after the behind the closed doors compromise about an engine part last year. They were
like, yeah, let's put a jet engine into this car and see what happens.
And the fact that Racing Point got away with that brake duct thing that they shouldn't have gotten away with, I guess.
I like how they fined him for it, but still let him use it.
Yeah, well, that's
Pretty
it,
tight.
dude. And all the other, I think it was that crusty asshole from the yellow team that was the one who protested it.
Cyril.
Yeah, Cyril fucking shoot me in the face because that's what it would take for me to smile.
I will say about F1, I think it's a lot more cutthroat than NASCAR.
It's
Like,
all
I watch
it's so much politics.
Yeah,
going
I
on.
watch it sometimes and I'm like, holy shit, like that's fucked.
I think it just makes us all wish we had the NASCAR version of Drive to Survive.
Oh,
With Kyle
yes.
Larson and Clint Boyer just shotgunning beers.
We'll call it Drive to Not Die.
Ryan Newman.
Drive to keep the circulation.
We'll keep the names similar enough because Survive and Not Dying are the same thing. So,
Dude, Kyle Busch, that would be so good.
That would be awesome.
dude, fuck following just NASCAR. Why don't you just follow Noah Gragson for a season at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's gonna get into a fist fight after every race. I'm surprised he didn't go try to beat up his mechanics after his engine failed last race.
Surprised he didn't
Go fight
see
Dale
like
Jr. in the booth
Daniel
personally.
Hemrick. I'm surprised he didn't see like Daniel Hemrick get a nux from Harrison Burnham and was like, "Hey Harrison, you want some of this, son?"
It looks like after this race, also Noah Gragson took a shot at David Starr again. He posted like on one of his stories, his right front was super corded. He was like, "I didn't hit the wall" or something like that.
Damn.
But yeah, it was like corded his right front there at the end.
Not to mention Noah said exactly what he should have said in his voice went all low and he was like,
"Oh,
I'd be pretty upset. I'd be pretty upset if I had his career too."
That was pretty tight.
Yeah.
I would have said
I
it
mean,
out
that's
loud,
what we all
honestly.
would have said in that scenario. I feel like Noah
He's not
Gragson,
afraid to say what's on his mind.
he's our spirit animal, I think is what that means.
Yeah, I
Facts.
absolutely love Gragson. So
Well, thanks again to Logan's grandparents, maybe YT's like grandmother and Ryan's parents who might listen to this podcast. We want to thank you all for joining us. I think we pretty much emptied our brains and probably made you all dumber. So
And don't forget
Atlanta
my girlfriend,
sucks.
too. Thanks, honey.
Repave
Episode-
Atlanta.
episode 7 in the books.
Peace.
All right, YT. Show me how to do it. All right, I'm showing you how to do it. Oh my God!